Hey guys, Tonic here. Earlier today, the Fallout 76 PTS was updated, bringing in the Pitt Expedition for testing. Now, I was able to hop in and complete a run before the servers went down, and I gotta say that it is pretty cool. So in this video, we are going to go over what you need to do to get to the pit, how the missions worked, and some of the story stuff that came along with it. So without further ado, let's get into it. To get started with the pit, you're going to want to go over to the White Springs Resort. Now getting here, you're going to notice that this place looks a lot different. This place has all sorts of new people going around because the responders have taken over the White Springs, so you're going to find a ton of new NPCs, a ton of new decorations, some pretty cool new places to explore, but you are going to want to look for a person named Orlando.
If you are here for leisure, I regret to inform you that our regular resort activities are temporarily unavailable. However, if you are here for the refuge and the fine work of the lovely responders, I am delighted to welcome you on their behalf.
After speaking with Orlando and learning a little bit about what happened to the White Springs, you are going to be tasked with helping out some of the responders with their daily activities. Now you are going to have 3 daily quests to help you charge a battery to full strength so that you can fly a vertibird over to the pit, and these daily activities are actually a lot easier than I thought they would be. First, I had to help a responder chef cook up some food, and this was pretty easy. You just kind of had to go in the back room, find some of the ingredients, stir the pot a little bit, and then deliver it to either the Settlers Ambassador or the Raiders Ambassador. And it all took place right inside of the White Springs, so it was really quick, it wasn't that bad. After that, I had to go talk to the responders leader, and she sent me on a quest to a location to go and grab some medical stuff. You have to deliver that medical stuff back to the White Springs doctor, and then that one is done. That took me about 5 minutes, I would say. And with that one finished, I just had to go over to the next room and talk to another person, and all that they wanted was 50 steel. Now, I would assume that they are going to want different donations every time, maybe 50 cloth one day, 50 aluminum the next day, but today it was just 50 steel, so I just had that right on me. I gave it to her and I had all 3 quests done. Pretty quick, super easy, and just a lot better than I thought it would be. Now I am going through this part pretty quick, and you could honestly take your time with this when it does go live and talk with everybody, do all of the dialogue options, really explore the White Springs, but I just wanted to get to the pit as fast as possible. So continuing on here, after completing all of your daily quests, you have to go down here and talk to Skippy. He's just going to tell you a little bit about the vertibird. After that, you are going to go to the roof, and then you are on your way to the pit. Now this is where it gets pretty cool. Flying over to the pit, you have this cool little cutscene where everybody in your squad is all strapped into the vertibird, and there's a small intercom on the ceiling that you have to use to request a landing.
Skippy said that you're coming to help. Maybe with you here we can finally pull off a raid on the fanatics occupying our Foundry. Though first, well, meet me on the ground and I'll fill you in.
And just like that, you are in the pit, and I was blown away at first. It's a super cool site to come into. You have all these tall buildings around you, that really cool billboard that says Save the Pit, and you have a small quest marker that's right down this hill.
Over here! So you're the one Skippy sent, yeah? I'm Hex, leader of the Union's Local 42. We spoke on the radio as you flew in. I was meeting an informant of ours in the area, only it didn't go so hot. My spy's dead, and I nearly bit the bullet with them. Now this place is crawling with manhunters out to get me. Listen, I need to get to base and get patched up. Since you're here to help, think you could take out those hunters for me? And get a little revenge?
Now after speaking with her, you get your very first quest in the pit. You have to go and eliminate the first fanatic manhunter, and walking over there was so cool. The map design is great, everything looks really nice, and it's really neat being able to walk through a really dense city. All the buildings are very tall, it kind of blocks out the sky, and it was just really cool. I kind of enjoyed just walking over to the first quest. But pretty quickly I found myself feeling like I was just playing a daily op sort of. It sort of felt like one. After you take out one of them, another one would pop up somewhere else in the city, and it sort of had the same prompts, and it almost just felt like a bigger decryption daily op. So you have to go take out these people. It kind of felt like taking out the code carriers for that, but that did not last for long. After you take out all of the different enemies, you are going to be getting a radio call asking you to come over to their settlement.
Those hunters are out of the picture. Good riddance. Head on over to our base in the pen and we can talk about what comes next. Well, how about that? You're still in one piece. Guards, let them through.
We need to take the fight to the fanatics. But how?
But once inside of their base, you are pretty much free to just wander around and talk to anybody. Some people have cool dialogue. One person asked us to get some ingots for them, and it was just kind of cool. You actually went through like a little daily op sequence, then you actually get to a little story sequence, but then quickly you are going to be sent into another daily op like sequence.
I'll admit, I had my doubts about getting outside help, but you really showed up out there. Makes me feel better about sending you inside the Foundry. The place is crawling with fanatics. It's like a pest infestation, but worse. Pests don't kidnap our people.
And from this, she sends us on a quest to get inside of the Foundry. Now this part's pretty cool. I thought that maybe it would just spawn us in there or something, but no, we actually had to run across the city, so I had a good chance to kind of run around and explore things. A lot of buildings are open that you can't go into. There's a lot of small Easter eggs, and it was just kind of cool running across the city to get to the next quest. Now this part was pretty cool. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on here. It felt just like a really big dungeon. You kind of had to do these certain objectives to progress into the next one, and then eventually you would end up completing it. So for example, we had to try and find a dead drop. We also tried to find some steel ingots. We had to try and find some of the Union supplies. We had to try and sabotage some of their equipment. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on here, and it was really fun. I actually really enjoyed doing this part. Now I do want to mention that I did do this with 4 other people. I did this with a full squad, and it still took us about 25 to 30 minutes just to do this one part alone. So if you were doing this little dungeon with maybe yourself or with one other person, I honestly think that this could take maybe 45 minutes to an hour. It took us a while. Now after we finish this little dungeon, we get another radio call from Hex, and they tell us to come back to their base so we can talk about it, but something happens during that radio call.
Hey, just wanted to... What the hell is that? You better get back here. Fast!
So now trying to hurry back, I open a door and my game crashes, and I was pretty bummed about this. We just did about 45 minutes of work with a full squad of 4 people, and my game crashed, and I thought that we were going to have to try and redo the whole thing. I thought I was going to have to try and get another squad of people, but luckily after rejoining, it does actually let you start off where you left off, so that's pretty cool. But getting back into it, I was able to travel back to the settlement, and there I found that they were under attack by trogs, and these trogs are pretty creepy in Fallout 76. They have some pretty weird dialogue, they just sound a lot better, and they look a lot better as well. Now fighting these guys is honestly a lot harder than I thought it would be. They are pretty tanky, they hit hard, and they do take a lot of rounds to take down, and they're just a pretty fun enemy to fight. But after fighting them for about 5 minutes or so, you end up repelling their attack, and then you just have to go down there and talk with Hex.
Taken by surprise. Damn it. This wasn't the victory toast I imagined. We lost some good people to those things. Look, I hope you don't feel responsible. This happened on my watch. It's on me. I suppose you're leaving now, aren't you?
And with that, you are pretty much done with your first mission to the pit. Now there is more missions and they are repeatable, but I'm not really sure how the story content works. I'm not sure if you have to defend them from trog attacks each time you do this mission or how that's all going to work, but for right now this is pretty much everything, and I gotta say it's honestly a lot better than I thought. It's definitely a lot longer than I thought. I actually have about an hour and a half worth of footage. I cut a ton of it down to try and make this video. I didn't want to spoil too much, but I still wanted to show kind of how this all works. So it's a lot longer than I thought it would be, and the map is honestly a lot better than I thought it would be, and overall I do actually really like it. Now that being said, it is kind of just a really big daily ops clone with some story content kind of thrown in the middle, but I honestly think it works kind of well. The length of it I think is its biggest strong suit. If this was a lot shorter, then it pretty much would just be a complete daily ops clone, but the length of it really does make it feel like a dungeon where you're going to want to prepare, you're going to want to know what kind of gear you have to bring with you, and you're definitely going to want a few players with you when you do this. Also, I love how we can just walk around and explore the world while in between these little missions. I think that's really neat, because I was kind of expecting that we would just go in there, do it, and then teleport out, but you actually kind of go in there, you go to the mission that you have to do, you can walk around a little bit in between, then you can go talk to someone at a settlement, go back to exploring, so there's a lot more freedom than I thought, and again, I am pretty pleased with it. But that is pretty much going to be it for this video, just a quick little look at the pit. Now there is a lot more with this update to cover, and I will be doing that with future videos, so if you do like this kind of stuff, please do consider subscribing. It helps out the channel a ton. But again, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. It is greatly appreciated, and as always, I would like to give a massive thank you to all of the channel members. Victrix, Cody Craig, Robert Kennard, Argent Deer, Shaky Hands Workshop, Yosevated, Esdeath93, Dalton Murphy, Axel, Kevin W, Anna S, Fallout McFly, Networkgate, Golty, Wandering Wastelander, Lanthar, Captain Awesome, Citizen Girl, Heather Henderson, Patrick Ruda, 23 Icefire, Jay Smith, Bowser Double Frang, Ice Cream Manny, Chris Decker, Theodore, Digital Aardvark, Christy Mellon Schwitz. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and have a great day.